if you were with me in my last live session, then you know that I was putting together some pies for tomorrow. That's done. And that was done really quick, believe it or not. And then I was like, oh, let me go finish my hair. So I got that done. And now I am ready. Now I'm ready to do these messages. So, being guided to pull a few decks out. While I was doing my hair, I heard that there was a lot of people coming around. A lot of people are showing up. And they're showing up around somebody who has a highly evolved soul. There's a highly evolved soul, okay? And that's you. You've done a lot to evolve. You've done a lot of self-awareness, self-recognition to evolve. And so what's happening is you could be wondering, I don't get the point. Like, why did they even want to be my friend? People claim they were going to be your friend. They were going to want to be around you forever and all this stuff. And then before you know it, they're gone. They're just gone. Like, it doesn't last. Or why did that relationship ever get started? Relationship didn't even last. Or, why these people even, why these people want to talk to me? Why these people want to be around me? Like, I don't even know them type of stuff. And what Spirit was showing me without any cards, just while I was doing my hair, is that they're getting soul transmissions from being around you. So some people get a little bit closer than others, like the ones that come in to be your friend or to work with you closely in a personal relationship or on a job site or something like that. People that you spend more time around. They tend to get closer to you because there's more available. And what they showed me about these soul transmissions is like you and this person have some common traumas. It could totally form a trauma bond if you weren't so evolved and aware, but you are. So it doesn't. I'm hearing if you fell for the BS and if you entertain the BS, it could totally cause trauma bonds. But what's happening is they're coming in and out of your life for a minute because they're only ready on a soul level to receive this healing. That tells me that their consciousness is not ready. It's not in their frontal lobe yet, baby. It's not like they're saying, I really want to heal my mommy and daddy issues. Shout out to Golden Amazon, our first content for the live. They're not saying I want to heal my codependency and abandonment issues. They're not saying that they want to heal those lack and limitation issues or fear and whatever it is. But their soul is ready. And on some level, even consciously, they're calling for it. And when I say that, what they're showing me is they're like, I'm so fucking tired of this type of relationship, or I'm so tired of this type of experience. I hate feeling this way. That could be like the level of readiness that they have. Is they're still in the place of acknowledging what they don't want, which is so important. It's so important to become aware of what you don't want, because that's the only way you can align with what you do want. Until you know what you don't want, knowing what you do want is not really possibility, an option. It's not really on the table until you know what you don't want. And so what they showed me was there's certain people. They showed me this experience with one of the celebrities that I worked with doing her nails. And I mean, this just came out of nowhere. I'm just standing there listening to my music and doing my hair. And Spirit showed me this person. And somebody had recently, probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago, told me that she was going through a lot of difficulties in her life. And so they brought that back to my mind. And what they said was it was to get her. So my time with her, which was probably about 4 years ago now, or maybe 3 years ago, I don't know, was preparing her soul with readiness, to what she was going through. She was downloading soul light codes and soul transmissions of the healing process that has worked for me, because it's something that literally can work for her. So when these people cross your path, there's something that you've done in your experience that is going to benefit them immediately on a soul level, but at some point in their conscious journey. And here's the cool part about it for you as a human being, is they will probably never realize that it had anything to do with you or what you've done for them. It doesn't determine whether or not they'll be successful with it. They're going to have what they need to move through it. It's still a series of choices. I'm here. It's still a series of choices as to how they respond. Will they utilize what their soul contains? Will they make that choice? And it's going to require them to break synaptic patterns. It's going to require that they do the uncomfortable thing. It's going to, I hear, it's, in most cases, it's going to require that they detach from certain entities, whether those entities are spiritual or physical, because they're showing me some people have strong attachments to spiritual entities, especially from certain belief practices. They attach specific entities in their life. And the soul transmissions we're talking about with you are not about those types of attachments. It's not to form those types of attachments. As a matter of fact, the only attachment that is formed in these soul transmissions, what I'm hearing, is the attachment to their authentic divine self. Authentic divine self. So, anything else there? Let's see what the cards have to say. We're going to start off with a card from the Akashic Tarot. Okay. We'll see whatever comes out. I do feel like I'm going to end up pulling that book out of the box with this. But let's see. What's the message? Mr. Scott, you have a message for these highly evolved ones that are attracted to watch this reading. The reading found you as much as you found it. If you're here, you're somewhere on this journey. You're somewhere in this path, okay? Some of you who are attracted to this reading will be the ones who met a highly evolved one. You met a highly evolved being, and when you met them, you were like, wow, fascinated, jaw dropped, stars in your eyes. Like, they were just beautiful to you, amazing to you. And it's like, I heard milk and honey dripping off of their tongue when they spoke. In other words, whatever was coming out of their mouth, to you, it was so soothing to your soul. To you, it was like, oh my God, I've been alone all this time, and I've never met anyone like you that gets it. And it's like you seem to know so much. You could have looked at that person like that. Now, if you are the highly evolved being who's watching, because you could be on either side of the table here, that's how people feel when you get real with them, when you start talking with them, you start telling them things, when you start sharing your wisdom, and some of you, it's not even like you're sitting there having the spiritual, highly evolved conversation. No, it's just everyday conversation. But when it comes from you, it's like even the simplest little thing that you say to them is like, oh my gosh, they get it. They get it. Okay. Yeah. And I'm hearing this is truly magical when this happens, because this is all orchestrated by the divine realm, beloved. That's what I hear. This is all orchestrated by us in the divine realm, beloved. Okay. And what I hear is, just drinking some water there. What I hear is, yeah, you have no idea all the strings that were pulled to get those ones to line up with you. Now, they're showing me an experience from last week. I was called, I think it was like a Tuesday or Wednesday night. I was called to go to the garage. Okay, go to the garage. And as I pulled up to the garage, I turned off my car. And even with the car closed, I could hear that the person in the car next to me was bumping this song that I freaking like. So I'm always like, yeah, this is a great night, right? And it was a great night. But the most magic part of it all was aligning with this person. They had just got in their car and started their car and put on their music, and they were just sitting there for a second. And so, of course, I get out, and my, what you trying to call me? They said I'm flamboyant. Okay. My flamboyant self, that's the word they gave me. Right away I start dancing. It was a Latin song that I like, a reggaeton song that I like a lot. So I start dancing right there in between the cars. And then the next thing you know, the girl rolls down the window and she's like, yeah. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, do you even speak Spanish? What are you doing listening to this music? She goes, oh my God, who wouldn't listen to the music? It sounds so good. I don't understand a lick of what they're saying. I love the music. It sounds so good. And so, you know, the song, so while the song was going, I had my hoodie on and everything, had my hair tucked all in and all this stuff. So I'm dancing, all this stuff. I'm feeling myself. I take my hood off. She can see my face. And then I'm feeling myself and I'm dancing more. I pull my hair out, let my hair swing. And she's like, oh my God, you're so cute with your hair and all this stuff. And I'm like, so what they're showing me is it's not always about bad stuff. It's not always about bad stuff. Why you align with these people. With her, they're showing me that the light code had something to do with authenticity to the point of being unaffected by what others could potentially respond and just living boldly, living out loud, unapologetically, being you, being the real self, right? Now they're redirecting my attention to another conversation I had. One of the conversations I had last night about a person who needed to learn something. You know, this was actually more interactive because I actually engaged in conversation with a new person. And this person was a big lover. This person, huge lover. But they have a hard time of the separation part of the love, the separation phase of love. You know, when the love, after the love is gone, what used to be right is wrong. Okay. And so that's the part that they were having a hard time with. And so in the discussion, one of the points that came out was about presence and love are not synonymous. And so although in that sense, it was a very conscious awareness moment, what they're telling me is that just from the meeting of the person, just from being in the same vicinity of the person, they were already receiving the light codes to help them continue to love courageously and not take so much damage behind it. And the way they're saying is take so much damage. It's like you have an option on just how hurt you want to be. That's what they're saying to me. And somebody's like, yeah, no, that doesn't make no damn sense. Somebody just got mad and clicked off. Well, they weren't meant to hear this reading. Most of you are like, boy, I want to get there. Because one of the things that they're showing me is like, one of the things that person received from my energy field was the light codes and the soul transmissions related to understanding that everything happens for a reason. There's a reason and a season, and that it's all to the good. It's all beneficial. It's all love, baby. At the end of the day, it's all love. Okay. Better to have loved than not loved at all. Okay. Loved and lost than to have not loved at all. In this case, it's like your soul is having a conversation with these people. This is what they're showing me. They're saying, even if I had not spoken with those people, both of these people in both of these examples, you spoke with them, but speaking with them was never necessary. So they're showing me that there's different levels of engagement that are available. Some you will engage with physically, and some you will not. And they're showing me now the rest of the room. They're showing me now the rest of the room, and how there's so many different aspects of the human experience that I have transmuted energy around. And what they're showing me is like these sparks of light that are being exchanged between me and the others. Okay. And as their energy, because it's their energy that's reaching for mine. Their energy is reaching for mine. My energy, they're showing me my energy is touching such a wide space. It always does. Okay. But what they're showing me is these different ones, their energy is tapping into mine in a certain place. Okay. A certain place. It's like, what's with that certain place? Their energy is tapping into mine in a certain place, okay, to receive the parts that I have that they need. And it's not that they take anything from me. They do not take anything from me. Rather, it's like, oh, thank you. They give me the perfect word. They're copying code. They're copying code. They are copying code. Their energy is mimicking my energy. Their codes are copying my code, and they're showing me programming. They're copying computer code. It's like my energy, my higher self and their higher self are both computer programmers, and their higher self is looking at my programming codes and then making adjustments to their programming codes, because what they're finding is where they're giving it to me in a very human example, because it's not at all human. This is just the best way we can understand it. By looking at my code, which is no longer affected by the same issue that is affecting that one, their higher self is able to see where the code is different in me and then rewrite the code in them. So it's not even like you're not giving anything away. They're not vampiring off of you in this experience. There's nothing like that. There's no damage to you. Actually, there's no change to you. There's no real change to you. Okay. What is happening though is the energy that you're holding is copied and replicated somewhere else for another. And why is it copied? Because it works. It's fully functioning. It's a fully functioning. And they're showing me DNA, and they're showing me how the scientists used to talk about junk DNA. And now we know that that's where all these spiritual abilities lie, is in that so-called junk DNA. And so what they're showing me is that other people's DNA, it wants to evolve. It wants to unify itself. It wants to be turned on again. It does. And it's like it gets sparked as it sees yours. And they're showing me the movie Transformers. Yeah, they're showing me the movie Transformers, how the bio robotics are able to, like, you remember the part where Bumblebee's, he's an old car, right? And then they're like, he sees the new car, and the kids are looking at the new car. And so what does he do? He copies the fucking code. It's like that. It's upgrading. It's freaking upgrading. So I see we have Michelle Celeste with us. That's what's up. So it's interesting. Yeah, they're showing me that the movie Transformers, and the way that the beings can imitate and mimic anything that they have in their vicinity. They can look exactly like that. That's what's happening on a soul level with the soul codes, is what I'm being shown. So yeah. Golden Amazon said, one of my favorite childhood cartoons. It was mine too. And I used to have a race car set of them, and it was like the coolest when I was a little kid. I love them. Okay, what do we have? Whoa, add some. Card number 22. Add some. I am here. Look at this. There's an angel here. You have the invisible realm, and then this is perfect. So we have the invisible realm here. We have a male and a female who are showing up in human form, but they're translucent, showing me that they're spirit beings. We have an angel who's right here, very close, over her shoulder. But then back in the distance over on the wall, you can see another angel that's at a distance, sitting in a loftier position. Then over here, coming in the doorway, I'm going to show you this picture in a second. There's a gentleman walking in. He's got a whole stack of books. And he's got another little tiny angel that's it looks to be at a distance as well. So it's like your higher self and their higher self. The divine part of both of you draws you together. And I heard, don't worry, you're supported by your ancestors and your angels and your guides. And then this is also giving me the energy of when you walk in, I don't care how by yourself you are. I be by myself a lot of the time, okay? I do. I really spend a lot of time alone. Y'all just don't understand. But it's like, you're never alone. Even if you're not by yourself, you walk into a room full of people, you're still not by yourself when you walk in there, because there's this whole team, this whole spirit team. They're invisible to the human eye. Their energy is so subtle because they're not to be obtrusive. They're supposed to be just present, always present, that walks in with you. So beautiful the way this is coming through. Ooh, didn't mean to do that. Let me Let me grab the Akashic Tarot book and just read this card to you. I've pulled this card for myself before, and I love that this just came out. It is card number 22. So 22 is a master builder energy. So what this is telling me is you're building these, you're building the strength of these soul codes on earth every time that this energy is replicating itself, because it's what I'm hearing is like the energy itself is replicating itself, and the higher selves are all in coercion here. Okay, interesting. All right, so from the book, add some. Upright. A candle casts light upon an open book held by a young woman sitting at her desk. Her eyes are drawn to the side as if she were distracted from her reading by a curious thought or someone nearby. She is surrounded by several people, many of whom are somewhat translucent and glowing. An angel bends and whispers, "Add some. I arrive. I am here. I attend you." Adsum is a single word that has many, many meanings. First, it affirms your own strength and focus in the present. You can use it as a command word whenever you find yourself distracted from what's at hand. Say, "Adsum, I am here," and feel yourself attend to the situation or person before you. This word also declares your arrival at your goals and all your wishes coming true. Say, "Adsum, I arrive," and take a moment to see yourself reaching your goals absolutely. Whenever you get this card, know that you're on your way to the results you seek with the help of others and the glorious help of spirit. This card also reminds you to be assured that no matter what's happening in your life, Spirit is always there for you. They reach out to you, sharing their light and power and serving you in every way. From the least to the highest, from grandma to the divine, an eternal community attends to you. Say, "Adsum," and take some time to attend to them too. You can act on your promise to God as Spirit lifts you upon their shoulders. You are present for each other, and together you arrive at your dreams. So be aware of the higher self. Be aware of your spirit realm. Put into practice. It would behoove us, what I'm hearing is it will behoove you to put into practice the awareness of the spirit realm in your presence. And what they're giving me is like, ever since it's been coming through, like you got a whole team, like you're the mafia leader, right? You're the mob boss, and you got the whole team of thugs behind you. But yours is all your angels, your ancestors. It's the spirit realm. It's your guides. It's your higher self. It's all of this, right? So they're saying practice having more attention to that. Now, sometimes your attention is drawn over there. It almost you're like, what? You just feel something, and it makes you look, and there's nothing there. You go about your business. You didn't even notice it. From now on, notice it. Notice it. Notice it. Somebody there was probably cheering you on. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing somebody over there, like in spirit. They're so excited, right? Cheering you on. Okay. Some of you just caught a bit of soul level awareness of this presence around you. But this card is coming out right now because the higher self of both of you. Okay, because these two little angels above each of these people, there's only actually two physical beings in the room in this card. Yet the room is filled. But these two little tiny ones up here are showing me the higher selves. That's his higher self, and this is her higher self. Likewise, your higher self is also angelic. And the reason why I'm seeing that, because this is like, it's like they're looking through the looking glass to look at you from the spirit realm, because they literally can't touch you. The higher self will not touch you during the physical life, but it will communicate with you, and it's always aware of where you're at. And what they're showing me is it's come through in the reading before that the higher self has the map of your life. the outline of your life experience. Okay. So you're being attended to by the spirit realm. All right. You are fully embodied in this healing journey, and you have so much accomplishment in it already, enough to where, you know, if you sit in a room with 100 people, chances are you won't even find one other person that has a soul level of awareness and authenticity that you do. If you find another one, that's freaking awesome when it happens. You're not the only one. It's just, this has come through so many times in the channel, that there's spread across the earth. Now, as I look down at the table, I'm seeing on my table, and y'all know on this table right now, there ain't nothing but a blanket, right? But I'm seeing in the way that, this is wild. This has never happened before. And the way that the fibers of this little fuzzy blanket are on the table covering that I'm using, I'm seeing a lion. I'm seeing a lion's face, okay? So that energy is here. Somebody here, big Leo energy is here. And for others of you, this is about you growing up. I'm hearing this is about you growing up. Courageous, brave, okay? And I'm hearing to walk the world alone, to walk the earth alone, you'll have to maintain your connection to source and be brave. You're going to have to be courageous, yeah? Just like they're saying, just like when Melinda goes out, you know, when Melinda goes out, she goes out by herself. And if nobody in the room is dancing, everybody stares at her because she'll get up and dance. Yeah, she'll just get up and dance by herself. She's that weird person that will cut out and sing the song that's on the radio out loud, full volume, because she enjoys it. And so this makes her different to other people. And a lot of those people who are very much so getting soul transmissions from her in their conscious mind will look at her and they'll have all kinds of crazy thoughts. Some of them will admire her because of her boldness. Others of them will think something is fucking wrong with her because she's the only one in the room fucking dancing, and this is not a goddamn karaoke, and all kinds of crazy stuff. She never cares. She never pays any attention. What she's busy focused on when she goes out by herself, like a courageous lion, regardless of who's around, is what is going to feel best and most authentic. I like this song. I want to dance. I want to sing. So Melinda dances and Melinda sings. Melinda can be very consciously aware that other people are not dancing and singing, but she learned to not care about that because this is what her soul truly chooses. And a lot of you, if you resonate with that vibe, if you're that person that will sing or dance your way through the grocery store with your shopping cart, if you're that person that walks down the street and when you're walking down the street, it looks more like a kid skipping down the road, then, you know, you've got that authenticity. You too are listening to what your inner child wants to do right now to enjoy this moment, to make the best of this moment, to, until further notice, continue to celebrate this moment. And this is going to make you stand out different. But here's the same thing. Those same ones that are looking at you and noticing how strange you are, how different you are. Yes, you are strange and different on a planet filled with beings who've yet to embrace their authenticity. Yes, you are. Yet their soul is receiving from you because you're living out loud, because they also, although they would not admit it to you or even to themselves in so many cases still, want to live out loud like you do. They want to get out there and do the damn thing too. Life is meant to be lived. It's not like Melinda's doing anything wrong when she's out there singing and dancing to her beat in her song. It's nothing wrong with that. She's not harming anybody. She's not doing anything violent. She's not hurting anybody. She could be hurting their ego. She could be hurting their pride if they're not getting up and doing what they want to do. When she walks up to the random women that she thinks are so beautiful and she's happy to just tell them, you know what, I think you're absolutely gorgeous, and walk off, and they're like, that was weird, because they have. And sometimes she's heard it. And you know, it doesn't matter. She just wanted to compliment. So she goes and she does it. And when she goes out and it's a very quiet night and she doesn't talk to a single soul, because sometimes she goes out and not anybody wants to talk to her, And she'll just mind her own business, have her little drink or two, have her little smokes, and bring her butt back home. And you know what? They still benefit from her presence. They still benefit from her presence. And part of it is people have become so codependent that they won't even go explore their world by themselves. They're afraid to be in their house by themselves, go out in the world by themselves. So part of authenticity, part of the authenticity that's being shared with others through these soul transmissions has to do with that. Okay, thank you. We got some stuff going up in the comments. Let's see what's going on over there. Y'all seem to be really in tune and interested in what we're talking about. The title of the chapter is The Fruit. A wise heart knows contentment, triumph is in the fruit of the hands. The image made me drawn towards finding my ancestors' book. I opened it to a chapter of Christmas. It's now Christmas. Okay. The chapter went on to talk about how lovely tears of joy from the family singing. Okay. I just was dancing, shouting, walk with me, come with me in positive, endless abundance to some, my ancestors' pictures and who all are with me. Woo, yes. And then Mel come back on live with this. Absolutely. I love it. 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 Okay. So we have add some I am here. So you could totally walk around this planet feeling so alone. And like, I don't give a fuck if I'm by myself. I'm just going to make the best of this moment. Okay. I'm going to live like this is the only life I have and enjoy it. But you're never really alone. You're never really alone. And some of them, I'm hearing some of them that their human consciousness is so obtuse to receive the healing. These are the ones that will sneer, laugh, and scoff at you because you're out here doing you to the max, unapologetically, boldly, and courageously. Okay? That's what I'm hearing. All right. From the archetype cards from Caroline Myers, we have God. God. God is the card. Hello, God. Whoo! You know there's only one God, right? There's only one God. In most people's mind, there's only one God. And you know you've achieved God's status, goddess status. When you walk around here and you can be the only one, now you've become a God. Okay. Whew! Shadow attributes, despotism and cruelty, using power to control people. Let me look up the word despotism. I've read this card before. Don't know if I've ever looked it up. Despotism. Definition. The exercise of absolute power, especially in a cruel and oppressive way, is what despotism is. I'm going to screenshot that. Add it to the community tab is what I'm getting. So I will do that. Let me do it real quick while I'm thinking about it. If I don't get it done now, I might not remember. Done. Okay. So the light attributes, benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. So with benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. But they want me to benevolence in my head. Benevolence is doing things for the best interest of all involved for the higher good. Okay. Let me just look up that definition as well to give you what how the dictionary says it. Let's see. And let's see if I got it right, because I believe I got it right. But the dictionary, the quality of being well-meaning. Kindness is benevolence. Okay, kindness is benevolence. All right, so again, share that too. Sorry, I apologize for the pauses. I was just connecting with a client about some business. Believe it or not, somebody's reaching out right now for a reading. She's like, when are you available for reading? In about half an hour. So benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. Add some I am here. Honey, I heard God is watching us. God is watching us. Okay. God is watching us from a distance. Actually, God is not watching us from that far. God is a lot closer than most people think. Like, God is right here. Okay. That's what this authenticity is about. And that's what these light codes are about. That's what these soul transmissions are about, is bringing us and them closer to God. Make sense? Let's find out more. What else do we have? I have the cat tarot out. Let's see what's the message. Mr. Scott, you have something else to say. What else do you have to say? All right, here we go. What's the message, Mr. Scott? What can you show us about this elevated being here, evolved being, who is drawing in all these different... So remember that God is with you, okay? Remember that God is with you. As all these different ones approach you, remember that God is with you. Temperance. I heard chill, peace, be still, and be peace with it. Be peace, be calm. Why is this cat trying to lick the water out of the fish bowl, trying to eat the little fishy that's in the bowl? And this is interesting, because what was I saying while this card was coming out? I was saying, remember that God is with you. 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 You're not a fish in a bowl. Sometimes you might feel like a fish in a bowl, the way people are looking at you, the way people are approaching you. It could trigger anxiety and nervousness and things of this nature. But God is with you. You're not a fish in a bowl. You are constantly being observed. Divine timing is unfolding. There's a Sagittarius person who is significant that I heard there's been some back and forth with the Sagittarius person. There's a specific Sagittarius person. There's been some back and forth with the Sagittarius person. It's an associate. Some of you might call them friend. We've learned to distinguish between associates and friends. There's a difference, okay? But there's an associate who is back and forth. And part of the reason that this one is back and forth, there's significance in their path. There's something coming in their path, okay? And it's about these light codes. Okay, you are at peace. And you are at peace. And you are aware that divine timing is always happening. Again, they're referencing showing up in time to party with the girl at her car as she was on her way home from the bar. At 4 o'clock in the afternoon, she was lit. She was like, I got here at 2 o'clock. I got to go home. I'm like, girl, you sure don't need some water? You need to sit down for me? She said, no, I live real close. I'll be fine. I'm like, okay, cool. But divine timing playing out so you can line up with these beautiful moments. And some of them you will interact with, and some of them you will not. Some people are showing up where you're at and they're leaving real quick, even though you're staying. And they only came by because there was something in your energy. And remember that their higher self is bringing them towards you with divine purpose in divine time. I heard God is in charge of that. Yeah, God is in charge of that. Right ears start ringing real bad. The right ears start ringing really bad, really loud right now. Not so sure. Okay, so they said that's why you shuffling the cards right now. So let me see. Why is my right ear starting to ring right now? And how does that, what does that have to do with this message? That my right ear started ringing. It's got something to do with this message. What is that? Okay, the right side. Right side. Physical. Okay, physical. They gossip about you. I hear they gossip about you. Somebody is talking about you right now. They're talking about you right now. I heard this is somebody who doesn't even know your name and you don't even know who they are. If you saw them again in a crowd, you wouldn't even be able to pick them out. but they're talking about you. Oh, I saw this girl last night, and oh, she was beautiful. The way she was dressed, the way her hair looked, there was just something about her, the way she carried herself. Did you see that girl last night that got out on the dance floor by herself? There was nobody on the dance floor, but there she was dancing like she was not the only one there, and we were all not just staring at her. Did you see that? She was so bold. I wish I had the boldness to do something like that. I can't even get on the dance floor when it's crowded. But she got out on the dance floor when there was nobody there. So I was like, I can't even sing on a karaoke mic when we all supposed to get up and sing. Here she is singing with no microphone in the middle of a bar where nobody's singing but her. Okay. Or what is it that you're doing? Definitely remove my bar examples. I do like to go to bars. That's where I interact with other adults. Working, doing what I do, I see the same people all the time, and until new people come in, and then I see those new people. It's the same people, you know, and it's a lower number of people that I cross paths with. So my soul wants to get out around the people. So then they're like, let's go to the bar. That's where all the people are. I'm like, okay, you never know who you might meet. Okay, let's go. And there's a lot of people. I heard we can do a lot at one time. Sometimes, so, and that's crazy because honestly, for me, I don't like going to crowded places. I don't like being in events. If I can't get a seat, I'm not going. If I got to stand here and fight my way to park and fight my way in and out, I'm not going. Okay, so here's something here about that where you could have those moments where you're like, I'm great by myself. I could stay in my house for 3 days in a row, not move my car at all, and be happy as a bird in a tree. Yep, totally do that too. But every once in a while, that comes over and you got to get out. But right now, there's somebody, okay, it's starting to die off now. They're talking about you. They're thinking about you. Somebody's talking about you or thinking about you. And again, they're showing me somebody who you don't even know, but they've noticed your energy. Okay, you did something. You were bold in some way. They see that. And this is not a one-time thing. This is just happening for your benefit during this reading now. So Golden Amazon says she was walking about singing and dancing in between the two sessions that I'm doing. This is the second session, right? Somebody saw her. Somebody saw her. You know, I just saw the coolest thing. One of our neighbors was out taking a walk, singing and dancing through the neighborhood. Isn't that so cool? I wish I had the nerve to do something like that. That's a nice way to take a walk. That's different. I never seen nobody walk and sing and dance around here. Usually people just keep their head down, get they walk on and don't even say hi to one another. But look, she was so nice. She said hi. She seemed to be having a great time. Okay, so somebody's talking. Okay, and for some, there's definitely the Sagittarius person. Let me see what else is in this message. What else do we have for you? What's the message? Okay, thank you. We have the Queen of Swords. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius person. Complexity, insight, and independence. Oh, I heard knocked it out of the park. Look at Granny got the bat. Knocked it out of the park. Bonus if you're a granny. Knocked it out of the park. Everybody like, whoa. So not only were you out there singing and dancing, honey, you were doing it with the best of them. You were doing it so great. Okay, you were doing it so great. Spirit's like, yeah, you knocked it out of the park on that one. Okay, so this is about you being in tune with your God self, your divine nature for the best interest, in kindness, in love, and in compassion, using your power in an upright way. Okay. And remember, this is drawing people towards you, right? And these people are being drawn towards you because your higher self and their higher self are communicating. They know all about what you have available for these soul transmissions. They know what that person needs and has been calling for. And it's like, if you got a lot of people that seem to be drawn to you like this, I'm hearing the word bombarded. If you're being bombarded by this experience, okay, you could be feeling a little bit overwhelmed about it if you're not aware. If you're not aware of the fact that your energy is actually tapped into source, that these people are not tapping into your energy. They're actually, it's like, thank you. They just showed me electric car gas stations. They just show me electric car gas stations. They just show me like an ambassador office. They just show me like a remote location office. This is like, okay, thank you. Better example. Perfect example. So in Las Vegas, you could go to the DMV to register your car, which I get the privilege of doing very soon, to renew your registration on your car. Or you could take your little slip that they mail you And all these different grocery stores have kiosks for the DMV. And you can get the same thing done, but you get to skip the whole DMV line, right? Okay. So you are like one of these kiosks. Coming to you, you're the closest physically available source to springboard, catalyze this energy within this person, to kick them off, baby, to give them a jump start, baby. They need a jump start. The battery is dead. You finna kick them off, give them a jump start, get them running again. You about to get them running again. I heard running again. They ain't been running since they was with Source, okay? They ain't been running during this human life. Coming into contact with you is going to give them that jump start, going to get them running again. And you are like that. You are like that. You are like that. I don't know, that kiosk. You're the kiosk. You are like that. You're like the Wi-Fi hub that they could tap into at McDonald's or at the public library or at any of the public service buildings that they have free Wi-Fi available for the community, instead of having a direct at home. If they don't have a direct internet service at home, they could tap in, right? And remember that you are so often by yourself. And that's why so many are drawn to you, is because all of you who are this way have been spread across the surface of the earth pretty much evenly, not exactly evenly, but pretty much evenly, like the salt of the earth. You spread it evenly over everything, right? So that each area is hit, each area is tapped into, each area has its service provider, okay? So, Queen of Swords, you hit it out of the park. God wants you to know you have hit it out of the park. This one, you knocked it out of the park. And what I'm hearing is this is about the amount of spiritual evolution and healing that you've done during this physical life is what you've hit out of the park. I heard above and beyond. So above and beyond what this is great. Above and beyond what your soul contract was for this life. You set a goal. I will accomplish at least this much. Guess what? Not only did you accomplish that, but you pushed it further. You did even more. So keep on shining bright like a diamond, baby, like Rihanna be talking about, because you do shine bright like a diamond. And what about diamond? Everybody want a diamond. If everybody knew that there was a diamond sitting right there, everybody would be trying to lay claim to that diamond. So they don't know what you are. This helps you live your physical life. If everybody knew the value of connecting with you, you would be so bombarded because they would have physical conscious awareness. Interesting. And some people have this is why benevolence is so important, because some people do have a spiritual awareness enough to be able to spot your energy. This is also why boundaries are important. Queen of Swords is my queen of boundaries and limits. Okay. She sets limits. Cutting a motherfucker off is her game. She knows how to do it. Oh, you didn't like my language? Why are you still here then? But yeah, because certain ones try to, I'm hearing, ensnare you and hook into you because they know that you are an advanced being. They can tap into it. But even if they try to do that, what they don't know is from your place of consciousness and from the fact that you've closed down those windows of control, they will have negative repercussions. Whatever energy hooks that they try to anchor into you will not have the effect that they think, because you closed down that window of control. We were working on that a while back, right? It's not their fault. It's my responsibility. It's my choice, okay? It's my choice. And I'm not trying to control them. They can be who and what they are, right? From this position, you close down their ability to anchor into you. And when they try to, all those anchors hurt when they get them stuck back into them. So this is what I have for this message. I'm so thankful and grateful for your beautiful presence. We only pulled 4 cards. I know we pulled so many cards, but Spirit's kind of been telling me lately, like, use less cards. You don't need all those damn cards. We could do this with 1 card. As you've been seeing with your zodiac sign readings lately, I've been doing the zodiac sign readings in a 1 video with timestamps, and it's just been 1 card, and they've been so deep. So definitely keep coming back. I'll keep coming back too. Until next time, my love, sending you so much love and peace and happiness. 감사합니다. Gracias. Later, baby. That's all, folks. And I'm out.